Hey folks, medical hypnotherapist Roger Moore here. You're allowed to rise even if you've fallen 1,000 times. Even if your steps are shaky and your voice is uncertain. Even if the heaviness in your chest lingers longer than expected. You're allowed to rise, not when you're perfect, but when you remember that your worth is not conditional. You're allowed to rise with the broken pieces, to carry them gently, shaping something new. You're allowed to rise even when the world says wait, even when doubt circles your mind like a storm. Your breath is enough. Your presence is enough. You are allowed to rise without needing approval, without justifying your healing or translating your tears. You're allowed to outgrow your past and loosen the grip of old stories. You're allowed to write a new chapter even before the last one has faded. You're allowed to walk away from what drains you, to close doors that echo with pain, to seek light in unfamiliar places. You're allowed to rest and rise again. You're allowed to hold joy and grief in the same hand and call that balance. You're allowed to say no and mean it. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to speak your truth. Even if your voice quivers with the weight of it. You're allowed to dance again, to laugh again, even after sorrow became your close friend. You're allowed to rise, not because the world makes it easy, but because something inside you refuses to stay silent. You're allowed to shine too brightly, to move too boldly, to live too loudly for those who have dimmed their own light. You're allowed to trust yourself, to believe in something better, to hold your own hand through the dark. You're allowed to love yourself deeply, even in the moments that feel unlovable. And when the world forgets, when even you forget, remember this: you are allowed to rise. You are allowed to rise. Be nice, be kind, and be the greatest expression of you.